such an asshole.
If you don't know who those people are, you are wrong. It is one of the best shows ever made in the history of human beings called IT Crowd. On par with Father Ted, a hair, a, a small, thin hair below Black Books. And if you've not seen any of those three films or shows, you are wrong. And you might as well be Dre, who's never seen Die Hard. There's no reason to live. No reason to live. Please keep me anonymous. Hi, Aaron. I need some advice on my situation. I shall preface with some background information about myself, my current situation. I'm a young 20-something graduated a year ago with a bachelor's of computer science and statistics from a Canadian university. I'm looking. Well, there's your problem. You can't find a job because you're in Canada. There we go. Good night, everybody. Your prime minister is a putz, and he's a little bitch. There it is. Computer science. I'm looking to break into cybersecurity industry. During my time at university, I mistakenly didn't get any internships or experience related to my field, but rather worked minimum wage jobs to pay a tuition. Ever since I've graduated, it's been difficult to find a job or get interviewed. And I understand that the technology sector is faltering. As you covered it in one of your videos labeled the Gen Z tech recession, is computer science a horrible major? This brings me to my concern of the future prospects of my career, my ability to be employed in the future. I worry that I won't be able to get a job, will never be able to enter the industry at all. From approximately June of 2023, I picked up a job at my former workplace to pay my student loans while in search of a job in my field. In the meantime, I was applying for jobs and sent countless applications with no luck of landing an interview. I found myself getting exhausted from the continual disappointment and decided to be proactive. I worked overtime to pay off my student loans. Good for you. You're not failing. Just so you know, you're not failing. Okay. You might, oh my God. Maybe your resume could have been better. I would say go get your resume looked at. I mean, for whatever that's worth. I would have, do some mock interviews just to make sure it ain't that, because it's been a year. But you did graduate into a soft labor market. And I'm not kidding. Steve Harper ain't your president no more. You got douche canoe McFuckface, nepotist boy. I mean, you have a really bad economy. One, I got to imagine all the Indians you're letting in. A lot of those guys got tech backgrounds. So maybe it's even softer in Canada. I don't know. I can't speak to the Canadian labor market and IT. I don't know, but maybe other people in the audience could verify my suspicions. Found myself getting exhausted with continual disappointment, decided to be proactive. Worked overtime to pay off student loans, pursue certification, CCNA, and asked for advice from other software developers I knew at the time to land a job, resume review, and project suggestions. Okay, working overtime somewhat delayed me from obtaining my certification by 3 to 4 months, as I took 6 months to study for it while working. I recently obtained my CCNA certificate in August of this year, and with new hope that I'd be able to find a job in my field, but prospects look just as bleak as the previous time I dedicated to applying to jobs. Now I'm currently in the process of doing a course on Udemy for web development, applying for jobs again, and trying another approach by networking in order to land a job. I need some cold, hard truth and some advice on the reality of my situation. I need some outside perspective on what the best course of action is. Should I stick it out and keep applying and polishing my skills till I get a job? I have been reading that people that are outside of the industry for an extended period of time, about 2 years, won't be considered for positions, and it worries me. I'm not quite well. Okay, what you could do is just keep saying you were in school for computer networking, or you were studying Udemy courses, or whatever it is. You were, because you got your degree. I'd say that was the hard part. But yeah, man, you should have interned. I mean, we can't. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but yeah, you got an internship, man. You you focus purely on academics and your finances, which is great, but you didn't focus on your career. And now you need an in. You need an in anywhere. Ideally, I still like to pursue a career in cybersecurity, but I also want to be realistic about my situation, not lie to myself. I have an idea to leave the industry if I'm screwed, which is to do stationary engineering. I was told by someone that this is a well-distinguished stationary engineer. Well, that is a well-distinguished stationary engineer. That given my educational background, I would need a minimal amount of training 1 year to obtain a third-class license, which would land a pretty decent wage and career. I'm not sure I would like to not waste my time on a fruitless endeavor. The hell? Why can't you Canadians use the real English language? What's a stationary engineer? Is that like trains? Operates, troubleshoots industrial machinery and equipment. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's another. You don't need more education. If I'm truly undesired in the field. Thanks, we'll keep you anonymous. All right. And so I asked you, have you applied entry level positions like Geek Squad or a local computer repair guy? Also, have you been applying to jobs outside your area? Made the payment, included the description of which request it is, same email used. If for some reason, blah, blah, blah. No, I haven't applied to computer repair positions, but more so entry level software development positions, including internships and junior network engineer positions related to the previously mentioned CCNA. I've been predominantly applying to jobs near the area as I'm still living with my parents. Okay. Oh, and here you go. Here's where you cut your nuts off, right? Here's your problem. And they are somewhat opposed to the idea of me moving away. They're concerned I would have no support system if I were to lose a job. I know it sounds like a bullshit reason, but my parents can be uptight like that. Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know that you're a mama's boy. I didn't know that you're gonna let your parents like fucking destroy your career. Just prevent it from ever happening. Tell your parents to fuck off. There. Look, I don't know what's going on with your family. All right. I don't understand that. Right. I don't know why. And it's not my job to figure out why. And it's irrelevant why you're a mama's boy and why your parents want you to stay there. Also, you should be ashamed of yourself. My parents won't let me leave. Dude, are you a fucking adult or not? And you're in a leftist shithole of the country of leftist shitholes. All right. You're in one of the worst leftist shitholes that country has to offer. I guarantee you, if you went to the Edmonton oil fields or went up north where it's even colder than it is here. If you went to where the jobs are, you probably find a job by now. What? I am very sympathetic with all the people who graduated from tech. You know, I graduated into the .com recession, more or less. A lot of millennials graduated into the Great Recession, and a lot of you IT guys graduated into kind of a soft tech. It's nowhere near as bad yet. It's nowhere near as bad yet as the .com crash. But buddy, look, man, you only applying for jobs in your area? Go to where the jobs are. Apply in other Canadian towns. Look, come to the United States. We hate Americans here. We just love these the foreigners. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, but you're a productive member of society. We couldn't have you. No, we need degenerate welfare collecting pieces of shit to come here. Dude. Apply for jobs outside of your town. Okay. Not only because that's probably where the jobs are, but you need to get away from your parents. Not that they're bad people. And if your parents were, well, what if you lose your job? Then you should sign a month-to-month lease. You realize just how much this mama boys, and I know they forced it on you, but you don't have the balls to tell them no. Do you know how much that limited your ability? How few, like, I don't know how big. Hang on. Let me do some math. Okay, so you eliminated based on the population of the area you live in and the large metro nearby and the total Canadian population because you decided to stay in that area because your parents said not to. You eliminated 91, almost 92% of all other jobs offered in Canada. Should you have gotten a job in that area? Yes, probably, which leads me to believe that it might be your interview techniques or something else. It is also the fact you did not get an internship. That's the number one thing, but we can't go back and change that. But you did yourself no fa this happens in the we got our mama's boys here too. We got our mama's boys. Oh, the single momsies loves her little mama's boys. Not that your mother's a single mom. I'm slamming on American Pussy Men right now. I said, "Hey, did you go?" This was like when Vegas was booming. Go to Vegas? Have you tried going there? Have you gone to the Southwest where all the have you gone to Florida? Oh, but I get free rent. Now you didn't. I'm not accusing you of that. You didn't say because I get free rent. It makes it sound like your parents want you to stay there. Well, I can't do it. Like my mom and dad say yes. But I'm just like, well, then stop bitching. I can't find a job. The Bakken oil field was paying like damn near 6 figs. I can't find a job. I'm an American idiot kid who just sits here and mopes. I said the railroads are paying 80 grand starting with training out of high school. Oh, but I looked into it and they sent me to this town called Edgemont, South Dakota. Yeah, it's a great little town. It's quiet. Nothing happens there. Oh, I want to go where the action is. Guys, look, number one, you're not missing anything. Not majoring in a major leftist shithole. You're not missing out on the action. The majority of the time, you're not going to be getting laid as much as you want, and you get laid just as much paying for it legally, than you trying to go out and get it while you live in a major metro just because there's girls there and that's where all the action is. And maybe mommy and daddy let you stay with them. Knock that fucking shit off. Go where the fucking jobs are. So that's the first thing I would do is start applying for jobs. I don't know what's booming in Canada. That's another thing that's outside of your control. I'm not joking. Your country fucking sucks. Its economy sucks. The parasites took over. Your liberal white women just like, he's so pretty. You voted in free shit. You became more Canadian than you were before. You go look at GDP, US, Canada, indexed to each other, and then when Justin Trudeau took over. Like the United States keeps going up, and Canada just fucking flatlines. How long has he been there? 10 years now? You're in a bad environment. Okay, so it's an uphill battle. But all those things considered, you got to apply for jobs outside of your town. And I would go to where the shit places that no one wants to go. Right? I know. I've been to Ardmore. I'm sorry. That's the town next over. Equally shitty. I've gone through these small little towns. I know there's nothing going on there. I know the only women to date are probably the fat single moms. I get it. Right. I know. You're not there to do that. You're there to get your fucking career off the ground. You're there to make money. And that's one of the best things you can do is being sequestered in these no-name towns where there's nothing to do except maybe study online, focus on yourself and save your money because there ain't nothing to spend your money on. Go do I did a video 10 years in the desert. I the 10 years of hard labor. You guys do that, you come back, you're done. You're okay. You're good to go. As long as you don't get married, you have to happen to a friend of mine. Worked in the Bakken oil field, had a house outright. Wife divorced him. Oh, back to the old world, huh? Back to the grind. What pussy? I'm all for the pussy. I'm all for it, guys. You just don't sign the marriage license. That piece of you don't sign anything. You just there it is. Oh, it's given to me for free. I don't have to sign that document. So yeah, that's what I would say was the under your control. The number one thing to do is you didn't apply for jobs wherever there were the jobs, and I almost guarantee you, if you apply for the shit jobs people want way up north, whether it's the oil fields or whatever the hell, mines or whatever, if you go up there, you'll find a job. They'll be happy to have you. I would also look into your interviewing technique and maybe your resume. I mean, you've talked to some software developers, so they probably already got that covered. But if we were to go back, aside from applying elsewhere, yes, you're doing the right thing. Get your certifications. The only two things I would do is get in somewhere, man. I don't care. That's what they told us at Computer Networking School. Like, look, you're not going to be in some kind of IT department, programming routers. It isn't going to happen. You got to start in Geek Squad. You got to get a couple of years experience. or whatever the Canadian version is. Free Geek Squad, whiny, complainy, taxed at 60% Geek Squad, some computer repair business, something, anything. And then also, you might as well now open up a little side business because it's not like you can't look this stuff up on YouTube and figure some things out. And in addition to applying for regular traditional jobs, have you tried working on projects? Have you tried finding some kind of contract work, project work? I would talk to your software guys and find other websites where people are looking for coders and programmers. There's got to be. I talked to one guy. God, I miss him. He was a cool guy. I got to look him up. He came and visited Vegas, and then he's off in Phoenix. I hadn't heard from him in a while. I should check in on him. Make sure he's doing okay. He was a computer guy, and he needed programmers. So he must have put a request for a proposal, request for work on some website. Go find some contract work. In other words, you got to start doing something. You can't, okay, you're at the last bit where an employer's going to look like, okay, so you graduated a year ago. What have you been doing? Oh, certifications. Oh, okay, well, you got nothing? You've not done anything? You haven't applied this at all? I don't care what it is or how low the pay is. Go do it. And you don't got rent to pay. So I would, even if it was borderline free labor, get some fucking experience on that resume. And only will it start populating your resume. Now you're in some kind of institution and organization. And then you might hear of job leads or, oh, yeah, there's promotion. And okay, we'll send you up here. You go work around. You find some people. And I don't know, you go work at you're a tech and you do an on-site visit. Their head of IT notices you do a better job than other people. He's got an opening. You got to get out there somehow. So I would start taking whatever jobs you can, go online, spend the time looking for some kind of contract work you can do. And then I would start applying for job. Hang on. High paying tech jobs, Northern Canada. Northern Canadian IT jobs. This is Indeed. Physiotherapist. Northern Canada Tech. It's a reservation agent, diamond drillers, power line tech, systems engineer. Oh, God damn it. Software. Boy, they really promote the you could tell that the jobs that were paid to be advertised come right up. Software developer, Richmond Hill, Ontario, $64.50 an hour. Well, these are all where the populated areas. Oh, God. I was just hoping there'd be like this website where it's like, oh yeah, these are all the wealthy jobs. Hang on, let me just out of curiosity. Edmonton, Alberta. Okay. Oh, wow. It's a bigger city than I thought. I thought it'd just be some cross deal and that'd be about it. That's a pretty good sized city. Okay. Now, if I zoom out, the concrete more or less ends. Golly, look at that. I don't want to go too far north because then you don't got. Okay, here's a town. LaLoche, Anzac, Mildred Lake. Trying to find a large city. Fort Chippewan. What about that? That looks way the hell out in the middle of nowhere. That's almost to the territories. Yeah, why not? I'm not kidding. Why not go work in the Northwest Territories or Yukon? Still in Alberta. Is there like some so I gotta imagine a lot of time the only industry is the government, and we got to keep the post office and the airport open. No kidding. Is there some remote, far flung place where the city needs their IT guy, and no one else wants to be up there because it ain't you don't see the sun for 6 months and it's colder than all get out, why don't you look for those type of jobs? That's what I would be doing. And not that you're gonna be there forever, but be there for a year. Get it on your resume, get out. And it would also do you good to get away from your folks. My God, both my folks and I agree, like, "Yeah, I'm leaving. No, I understand. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I won't be back. Don't worry. I mean, I'll visit. I'll never ask you for money." Yeah, so that's what I do. Keep on with the certifications. You're doing fine. Keep applying for the jobs locally, but why don't you go and have a couple people look at your resume? I'm going to recommend all men. I'm sorry. I'm just sick and tired of the HR girls. Well, why that? And they give contradictory information. Maybe people in the IT field. I'd start finding some kind of job, any job locally. I'd start looking for some kind of contract work, maybe run a side business. And then I would start expanding your search outside of the town you're in. Definitely. You haven't even hit the other major leftist shitholes in Canada where there's frozen shit in the street, but it's got French accent to it. That'd be Quebec. The French Canadian. See, I know that much more than the average American about Canadian history. All right, that's it. They are concerned I would have no support system if I were to lose a job. Yeah, that's why you do a month-to-month lease. So if your boss lies to you or they fuck you over, yeah, okay, bye. I know it sounds like a bullshit reason, but my parents could be uptight like that. Oh, no, you mean you're a little mama's boy who can't tell them no. What were they expecting? You to live there forever? I mean, I never wanted kids, but if I had kids and your mom was at all hot and I was your dad, and like the second you turned 18 and graduated from high school, I'm like, get the fuck out. I'm going back to banging your mom. And to reclaim my territory, I'm throwing out all your shit in your bedroom. I'm fucking your mom in your room to reclaim it. Spread her scent. And then you won't want to be in there no more. Gonna turn it into the sex dungeon. Put a stripper pole in there for your mom, and you're never gonna come fucking visit in that room again. Dad, why is there a stripper pole in my room? Well, you were born, right? All right. Any super chats? Cyberbully, $5. Oh yeah. Here. Oh wait. My entire experience software data team at work has been job hunting for 1 to 2 years with no luck. Most going back for JDs or MBAs to start a new career. No, no, no. Don't go. Don't become lawyers or MBA. No. All right. So some corroborating evidence by cyberbully that what you're experiencing is not unique. All right. Which makes me say, go to the places people don't want to work. Go to the Northwest Territories. Go far away. Because Canadian, I mean, you guys are even weaker than Americans. Oh my God, what we do without our free health care? You'd have to pay for it yourself. Ah! Like you guys are even less like you aren't like the old Yukon days of the Canadian pioneers. You guys are modern day like Montreal people, right? Oh, where's my $12 Starbucks? Cause socialism. My truth, the king. $2. Love how you yawn, boy. You sizing me up? I get it now. $50, $2. Been in IT since 1991. Weird, right? Yeah. Well, then you are aware of the IT crowd. Well, you saw some changes, I bet. You were there for the internet and everything. Kyle Glasgow, $5. Started doing IT stuff in 10th grade. I've been in tech now 14 years, making okay money. Start low, work up, take shit, temp contracts, keep moving up. Yes, Kyle, but you're an American. Oh, come on. You gotta where's your diversity and sensitivity training, Kyle? He's Canadian. You gotta be soft on him. You can't give him advice like work hard and work. I'm kidding on the client. I'm kidding. I'm slamming on Canadians, not you, sir. You got to shock all these Canadians with being industrious and working hard. $50, $2. Just give up and become a trailer park boy. Ken Rose, $2. There you are. I think you can. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, asshole consulting. See you guys later. Toodles.